We all know what we do on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We hang out in the conversation room with me, Jamila Scott. Look, y'all, I had to bring out the pretty cup tonight. I had to bring it out. Look, it ain't nothing in here but tea, sweet tea. But look, grab your snacks, grab your drink. We're getting ready to talk, have a good conversation tonight about fashion. We made it, y'all. We made it through the week. We brushed all of that stuff off of our shoulders. We doing it. We still here. We've accomplished every battle that we've had up until today. So just relax. We're going to hang out tonight. Thank you for joining us in the conversation room. Again, I am Jamila Scott, and I'm the owner of Jamila Scott Enterprises. I'm the founder of Graciously Me Women's Empowerment Group, which is actually how Conversations with Graciously Me started. And it has now grown to a public platform. But anyway, if you're in Facebook, or if you're on Facebook tonight and not looking at the show on YouTube, go ahead and join. If you're a lady now, because this right now, the group is only for women, go ahead and join the Women's Empowerment Group called Graciously Me on Facebook. We have motivation every week, tips, tricks, savings, anything fashion, anything that has to do with being a woman and being the best woman we can be is in that group. So go ahead and join that group. If you're not a woman, like this page, Conversations with Graciously Me, because this is the page where all the shows will be on Facebook. And like I said earlier, you can also see it on YouTube. So there's no reason to miss out on the conversations. Listen, if you are watching the replay, type #replay so that I will know you were here. I like to give all my replay viewers a little bit of love, and because I know everybody can't catch it live. So if you can't catch the show live, I still appreciate you. And so go ahead and type #replay if you're watching the replay. If you hear anything tonight, now you gotta sow so you can reap, right? That's just a law. It don't have nothing to do with church, religion, all of that. No matter what you do, you gotta sow so you can reap. So if you're loving this platform, you want to keep it thriving, you want to say, hey, Jamila, let's keep this thing going, go ahead and donate via Cash App. You see it right down at the bottom. You can donate any amount, but just anything to say, thank you, Jamila. That information was good. I know I would have had to pay somebody way more than to just come and hear it on the show on Friday nights. And so, like I said, any amount is fine. We just want to keep this thing going. You don't have to do that. Just like the show. Tell people about us, even if you don't donate. So look what we'll be doing tonight. Fashion. Y'all know, look, the people, my viewers that I have all the time. Let me see, as I see y'all commenting over here. Ah, yes, look, let me pull my finger. Because you know I gotta have my fur. So let me pull this out. I'm so excited tonight. I got everything falling. Look, I promise y'all, it ain't nothing in this cup. I promise you. It's just a little sweet tea. And so, yes, my viewers, like I was saying, my viewers, okay, thank you, Dana. She said it's buffering. All right, let me know if it's still buffering. It might just be me acting a whole fool on tonight. Let me see. All right, there we go. Sometimes I'll bring this across me. So anyway, but like I was saying, the viewers that I have all the time, y'all know I usually have my hair in the little, with the blonde, but I got braids, y'all. Look, since we're talking about fashion tonight, I got braids, and I did see where someone said, love the braids. So thank you. I have the braids in for, they have to be cute because I don't do anything else but cute. But okay, thank you, Tanya. You let me know that you're not experiencing buffering. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Tamara. I appreciate it. But look, y'all, go back and watch some of those first Graciously Me's and watch tonight. Look, your girl coming on down, right? So that's why these braids are in here. They're in here to be cute, but I can exercise in them. I can do whatever I need to do in them. And so they're here, new style. Got to keep up with me now because I'll change my hair in a minute. But look, without further ado, I want to definitely introduce the visionary, the powerhouse creative, you guys, that we have on tonight. Let me tell you, before I even bring her on, let me show you something. So look at this. Now, I don't know who watched the inauguration, but my forever first lady, Dr. Mrs. Michelle Obama, honey, she came in and she tore up the place. I mean, hair was flowing, outfit was laid. You couldn't tell this sister nothing. I mean, she didn't even have to say anything. She just came in the room and she just stole the show. Well, look, this is how LaTisha Porter from NicoleElise got here tonight. I was scrolling after the inauguration, y'all, and I said, hold up. I was scrolling on Facebook. I said, hold up, wait a minute. So I went back and I said, this sister right here, I got to talk to her because we have to, we queens and graciously me, the women are, the men are kings. So, we got to come out looking right. So I said, I have got to talk to her. And so our previous speaker that we had on, I didn't even know that she knew her. And I said, because y'all look at it, she nailed that thing. I mean, down to the buckle on the belt. I mean, I don't even think it was 2 days after. I don't even think it was that long that I saw it. So anyway, a past guest didn't even know that I had saw it. And they were like, you got to have her on. And I was like, I know, I'm already on it. So anyway, y'all, I had to show y'all that. So when I saw that, I was like, this sister is on it. Then I found out that the stylist and the designer who actually made Michelle Obama's outfit saw this same picture I saw. And guess what? Shared it. I said, I know greatness when I see it. So I had to have her on, y'all. You're going to enjoy tonight. Like I said, if you haven't already, get yourself something to drink, get your snacks, and we're just going to have a good time to learn how to reinvent our style tonight. So without further ado, welcome to the conversation room, Miss LaTisha Porter. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I am amazing, fabulous, awesome.
Wow.
I can't even, I can't even. I'm not even gonna complain at all. Not at all. Someone said, "What a talent!" And look,
thank you,
guys. If you want me, I'll actually show some of the comments like that as we talk. So if you look and you see that there's no face, no name, that's because I need you to give StreamYard permission to actually show your face and name. And that permission you can get right on the description bar. So if you go to the description bar, the description, you'll see where it says give StreamYard permission. Do that, and I'll know exactly who you are. Like Renee Gilmore says hi.
Hello, hi. Oh, she wore my heart.
Yes, so you'll be able to see it. And Tanya Williamson says, "Oh, you cute, boy."
Hey, T. Thank you.
Yes, you do look fabulous. We talked before coming on. I said, "Girl, I knew you were gonna bring it. So when I saw her, I was like, "Oh yes, fabulous." So look, I'm not gonna talk the whole show because I can't. Hence being the host. But introduce yourself. Tell us about you, how you got started. Just let us know how you let us know about it.
Sure. So my name is LaTisha Porter, and I am the Chief Visionary and Chief Operating Officer of NicoleElise LLC. NicoleElise was born out of me missing my grandmother. My grandmother passed away in 2012, and she was a mother of six girls.
Wow.
6 girls. I have 2, and I go crazy, right?
Exactly.
Right. So she was a seamstress. My grandmother was a seamstress as a trade, and professionally, she worked for the city of Philadelphia, and she taught all of her daughters how to sew. My mother and my oldest aunt, they're the two oldest. They're the ones who really did it professionally, like for other people. So I grew up around sewing all of my life. And my mother is a phenomenal seamstress. But all she would let me do was cut the pattern in pieces, right? And I really didn't have too much interest in fashion, like in that regard. Until about 2015. She passed away in 2012. I was missing her so badly in 2015. And I just had this idea like, hey, I want to sew. Like, I wanted to be closer to her. I wanted to sew. And my mother was like, I believe it when I see it, because you don't sit still long enough to do anything, you know? So I was like, I'm going to show you. And I put it out on Facebook. And a friend of mine from North Jersey had gifted me a sewing machine. And I was like, okay, God, like, okay. And then after that, I just started buying fabric. And the rest is history. NicoleElise came out of the names of my two daughters. It's their middle names. My oldest daughter is Maya Nicole, and my youngest daughter is Mackenzie Elise. That's awesome. That's where the name came from.
Yes, it's all about legacy.
Yes.
So I love that name. It's beautiful, and it just sounds like couture, fashion, upscale. Like it was perfectly aligned.
Thank you.
So it was deeper. It was already in you, really. It was already, you know, you were around it all the time. You saw it. So you just had to just go forward in it and pick it up. And you have to have an interest in it. So what does fashion mean to you?
Fashion. Go ahead. I'm sorry. So fashion to me, I believe it's a form of art, obviously, but it's a form of self-expression. Is how you are identified. You know, a lot is said about your personality based on how you dress. You know, when people see me, they see me as some bubbly person, always upbeat, because I love color. I like bold prints. I can be loud sometimes, but I just like life, you know, happy things. And that's what fashion does. It allows you to speak without necessarily uttering any words. So fashion to me is self-expression.
Wow. Now I love fashion too. I love different. I love unique. I love whatever someone else probably will not wear. Miss Brenda said, beautiful dress. Is that Ankara fabric?
Thank you. Yes, it is Ankara. Yes, it is. On the sleeves. The sleeves
Ankara?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I understand what you mean. I'll try the different styles and stuff nobody else would try. And then when you put it on, it like, dang, I ain't even think it would come out like that.
Right.
So I understand. Now, what about, because I know we have men and women now. We're so used to talking to the women all the time. But can you give a few before we get into Michelle Obama? Because we got to talk about that.
Okay.
Yes. How do you even have the fact? Anyway, before we talk about that in fashion, for the men, can we talk a little bit about them really quickly? And I know I'm throwing this in.
Okay.
But what is the best style tip that you could get? You know what? We're going to hold that to the end.
Okay.
We'll talk about other stuff. Because I just don't want to get the men at all, because they want to look good. They want to be kings. You know,
absolutely.
So we want them to. So I'm going to hold that.
Okay.
And give you a moment to think about that. But in the meantime, because I got so excited about Michelle Obama.
I was considering putting on that outfit, right? But I said, LaTisha, you do know that you're going to be home, right? You're going to pass out in that wool coat, ma'am.
Look, under light, that wouldn't be good at all. Like, what makes you say so soon, I got this? Like, I got this. I'm going to do this. It had to be a God idea. Let me shut up. Go ahead. Let us know what happened.
So let me just say, I love Michelle Obama's style. I think she is classy. She's chic. She doesn't do a lot, but it says a lot. And for me, I believe that simplicity is more. And you look at me like, she has those big old shoulders. How is that simple? But it's not. You don't see a bunch of things all over the place.
Right.
And when she walked in the home, when she was walking in the hallway holding Barack's hand, I was like, right?
Yes.
And I was like, I gotta make that. I gotta make that. And I just had it in my mind to make it. And honestly, my youngest daughter's godmother called me and she said, Tisha, do you see that outfit? You need to make that. You need to make it this weekend. And I was like, you know what? I do. And what I did was I called the fabric store. I called my distributor because I have an online fabric store. I called my distributor to see if they still had what I actually saw it before. And I asked them if they still had the fabric, not knowing Michelle, was wearing that color or anything. Wow. And they said, I'll be there in X amount of time. And I went and picked it up and the rest was history.
Well, tell us, like, what has transpired? Because if I saw it, and then, like I said,
right.
Oprah, we just talk about greatness tonight. So with Michelle Obama's stylist, seamstress, designer saw it and shared it. Like, how is that feeling? Because you've been fabulous all along, but I know you have got to be getting more notoriety. People are seeing you more. How is that feeling?
So what happened was I'm a part of sewing community on Instagram, also on Facebook, but the one I'm in Facebook has a little bit more restrictions. And every day I post, or every other day now, every 2 days or so, I always try to make sure I have some kind of inspirational message to go along with my post. So here I am just posting like I normally do. I really wasn't thinking about anything. I know people were going to say that's the outfit that Michelle Obama had on, but I wasn't ready for the feedback. Right. And I literally, and Tanya can tell you, I literally posted the picture, sent it to my media outlets, and then I went into an accountability meeting with Tanya. So I didn't even know that people were sharing it, people were commenting, and I didn't know, right? So I went back, and after the meeting was over, time had passed, and my cousin, who was a celebrity chef on Hell's Kitchen, he took my picture and reposted it. And from that repost, Meredith reposted the picture, her stylist. She reposted it, and I was like, I was done. I was so done. It was just like, I wasn't ready. I really just thought I was sharing. Like, I made this. Wow. This is what I like. It looks, Inauguration Day, celebrating Black history, celebrating female queendom. And here it is. I'm just boom, 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 boom. It was crazy.
That is amazing. I mean, when I tell you it's your time, it is your time. I'm so honored. God must love me a whole lot to be able to get you right now, because I can see in the future. I'm like, I'm here, LaTisha. Y'all gotta come on the show.
And you're my first. And it's seriously, this is going to be a part of our story, or my story. This is my first interview. So
it is.
Yes, when I received your message, I'm like, stop playing. Like, and I'm looking at the coat, which I've come home, folded it inside out, and laid it on the chair. And I'm like, wow.
Well, that is awesome. I'm so honored to be a part of your journey. I really am. You are awesome.
Thank you so much.
You really, it is your time. So what's your mission? Like, I know you talked a little bit about design and sewing, running in the family, being in the genes, but now that you've grabbed a hold of it, what is your mission behind NicoleElise? Let us know, because I know a little bit you talked about in your bio about us being, as women, men, whoever, fearfully and wonderfully made. So let us know.
Yes.
What's the goal?
Yeah. So that's my mission for anybody that I come in contact with. Number one, to find and tap into their inner fashionista, or their inner fashion male, whatever we would be, fashioner. But to realize that they are fearfully and wonderfully made, because when we look at ourselves in the mirror based on what society says, we're always chopping ourselves down. always, because, you know, I think it was Indy Reed said, I'm not the average girl from your video, you know. And so we take those things, and if we're older, I'm close to 50, so we're looking at icons, and then the younger generation are looking at the video girls, the guys are looking at these stud muffins, you know, and depreciating their own value because they don't look like that, when the Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made, you know. And so when I think about the beginning, and I think about when God created man, he everything he made was good and very good, right? And so that's my mission, is to build up people's esteem, help them to love themselves more, not to the point of conceit, but just self-love, self-assurance, and moving on from there, and then tapping into that inner fashion person.
I love it. And when I tell you, you do not look anywhere near 50
I'll be 48 in 2 weeks.
You look amazing.
Thank
look,
you.
I'm not scared. I used to be like, I don't want to keep, you know, nobody wants to die either. Like, I ain't ready to die. But you think about, I'm getting older, and I'm like, oh God, I'm 41. I'm this, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, how is this going to turn out? But when I see all the beautiful queens, I'm telling you, it makes me be like, oh, this is going to be great. I know what I want. I'm in my purpose. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm looking good. Like I can't.
You're winning. You're winning. You're winning.
Yes, because you know, I'm all about the confidence piece as well. Even as a makeup artist, that was my main thing. Like, I was never one. As a matter of fact, when I'm not out, I have no makeup on. I have no, like, I'm not that girl. You know how they say, get you a girl that can do both. I'm definitely
yes.
So, I don't wear, but I found out when women were sitting in my chair that it just brought out a whole different person out of them, and the confidence that they didn't have before. When they got up, they're like, oh, I'm ready now. And that's how, you know, we work. It takes a long time sometimes to get that confidence. And so we work hard for that. So when I see them get up out of that chair, just like I know you see them put on that outfit, put on a design that you made for them, and you basically see them light up, like they change in front of you. And so that is such an awesome feeling. Tamara said, 40s Club are beautiful, successful women. That's right, including
yes.
Ain't nobody gonna be able to stop us.
I know that's right. I know
like,
it's right.
Can't put me down anymore. I ain't taking no foolishness no more. You ain't, you know, it's over.
It's over. Those days are over. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And so, what do you love other than, because I know, for instance, with makeup, because I'm going to ask you, what do you love about being a fashion designer? And so for me, doing makeup and even interior design, all of that, it was the fact that I could see a quick change. Like, it was I didn't have to wait a long time. I didn't have to wait years and years. Like, I could see you walk in, do it before, see you walk out, do it after, and be like, dang, you know, that's God. And sometimes I had to sit back because it's all from God, you know. And so I'm like, God, you did that. You know, it's been times that before somebody even sat in my chair, it's like, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what you know. And so I'm like, just help me. And then when it's over, I'd be like, God, we did that, you know. So what is it about that you absolutely love, other than seeing the clients light up about being a fashion designer?
So for me, what I actually love, I love the process of the fabric choosing. I probably would say that when it's not a client who either has a specific color or some kind of, if they have some type of restriction, then that's fine too, because I do love the outcome. But the whole picking out the fabric and creating it and watching it be cut up in little pieces and come together to form a garment that is now placed on the client and they love it, that whole process, I love fabric, right?
Yes.
And I have this tagline, this hashtag that says, hashtag fabric choice is everything. And I say that because I've made one dress over 50 times and used different fabric and changed up the sleeve, the neckline. I varied the style, but the fabric is what made it look so different. So
Wow.
I really enjoy the fabric process, and then watching all the puzzle pieces come together to make that really beautiful puzzle. I'm just like, oh.
Yes, I know exactly how you feel. Exactly how you feel. So I get it 1000%. I really, really do. I can't wait. I don't know what I'm going to do. You got to make me something.
Absolutely.
Look, I'm going to have a new book coming out, y'all. I might have to get her to make me my cover.
Yes, I would love to. I would love to.
So look, shameless plug, right? And let me tell you, I haven't even started the book yet, but I know it's coming out this year. Ain't that something?
I know it's right. Right? You got to speak it. Speak it till you see it.
It will be dropping. And I'm going to say it right now. You will be dressing me.
Oh,
before I get in front of that camera.
I'm with it. I accept.
Thank you. Look, I got you recorded now.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So who inspires you? Who is it that you look at and say, wow, I just think that they are awesome?
You know what? I was thinking, right? And I was thinking about this question earlier today, right? And I was just like, while Michelle Obama inspires me because the woman can dress, or her stylist, they dress her well, but she has to okay the looks. Monica, the R&B singer Monica, she dresses phenomenally, right? Mary J. Blige, her style. I'm talking about style here, right? I love their style. But for me, I didn't have a lot of people really that I looked outside, and I didn't even look to those that often. I admired the way my mother dressed. I admired the way my grandmother dressed. I admired the way my aunts dressed, because they were literally making their clothes. And my mother is one, I think she's my style icon. Like, she is one finely put together woman. She throws it on.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out.
She does really well. She does really well.
Well, look for it. I'm gonna take a quick little sip.
Okay. I'm gonna take one too.
Look, everybody that just joined, we are talking about reinventing your style. I had to get the icon Porter in the room, y'all, because this queen right here is fabulous. We are talking about reinventing your style, and we just getting some background on her right now, but we get ready to switch gears, and we're going to get some help in a little bit. So how do you stay up with the trends, or do you not really keep up with the trends?
So I do a mixture of both.
Okay.
I kind of see what's out there, and then I go off of what I feel. I'm very, very, very good for asking someone's opinion and doing the exact opposite. It has to literally feel good to my soul. And I feel like trending is good, but trending kind of turns. It goes out of style. So I prefer things that are a little bit more classic. Or pieces that you can kind of interchange. So I do keep my eyes out, and I mix what's going on, what's trending, with what I like to kind of make it my own.
Gotcha. So you take the trend and you just remix it.
I remix it, yeah. Add a little bit, do a little something, but just I make it my own and just keep it moving. Because I believe that fashion trends. But style comes from within. So it's with what's in you. So you take what's in you and combine it with what's happening now, and you're safe.
Right. I got you. I just want you to help us out a little bit.
Yes.
Corbin said, don't forget about us. Remember I said earlier about the men? He said, don't forget about us.
No, I'm not. We're not going to. You did say, no, we're not going to forget about the men at all.
So I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to ask you, what does it take what's something simple? What's a simple equations? For instance, a shoe, the suit, a rose petal, something. Just let us know what is a good formula for a man that they can use to put themselves together.
Okay, so are we speaking on a casual or a
Whatever you
dress?
want. We can do casual, we can do dress, we can do both, one or the other. It's up to you.
Okay, so so I'm gonna do one where we kind of do everything, right?
Okay. All right.
Because if we layer, we can add the different elements to take us throughout our day, if you will, right? So let's say work is business casual, and then you're going to a dinner after. That's going to be the setup. That's my scenario. Work is 9 to 5, and then you're going to a dinner right after. You don't really have time to go home and change. So for me, I think my guy, he would have his slacks on and would have on a top, a shirt, maybe a crew neck kind of shirt, something really basic. It can be a nice black top, a cream top, a nice solid color. And then he goes throughout his day, and then he throws on his blazer when it's time to go to dinner, and just drops a little pocket square. Now, his pocket square, I feel like where you can play with that, with your textures and your designs. And I hope my guys, my brothers don't be afraid of color.
Yes, not at all.
Good. And let me tell you something, women like to see men in color, right? Because it says, I'm not afraid. We want you to be masculine, of course, but tap into the soft side with your color. It attracts. So I think those things, when you do that, when you layer, you really work out really well. Some women like a guy in a nice bow tie or a nice tie. You can have that. But I think that the blazer with the nice pocket square, nice jeans or nice slacks, it's a classic look.
All right. So what's one? Okay, wait a minute. We got a few questions. Daryl Green says, how can we? Okay. Daryl, ask your question again. It looks like there's something missing, and I don't want to put words in your mouth. So ask the question again, and I'll be sure that we get to it. Corbin says, I can do that. Okay. All right. So he can do that.
Yes.
And Jada said, color is good, brothers. Yes. Color is wonderful.
Color is good.
So, okay. He's saying, how can we contact him? Are we going to get to that? Hang around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get to it. But they want to know already, how can you be contacted? We're going to make sure you don't miss that part.
Okay.
But yes, I'll definitely let you know. So if you would say a gentleman needs at least one item, say they struggling, they trying to get it together, what's the one thing that they need, that if they just have money for the one thing?
A good blazer.
Okay.
You need a good blazer. A good blazer, because they're going to have slacks, right? They're going to have pants. They're going to have a shirt. They're going to have that. But you need that good blazer, because a blazer can transition you. But it when they put it on, you see most guys, they put on their blazers and they start feeling themselves. They do this, right? Because they know they're looking good, even for those who I don't dress like that, or let's say a guy who doesn't necessarily dress like that for any type of reason. Maybe they're a blue collar worker, and they just don't have opportunities where they dress up, and they are invited to be a part of a wedding party, and so they have to go and get that tux. When they put that jacket on, they shaking it, they feeling themselves. It's a good feel good piece for the guys. It's a really good feel good piece. So I think you need to have a really, really good blazer.
All right, men. So you hear that. If you don't have anything else, or if you want to just change your style up, but you only want to buy one piece, go ahead and get your blazer. All right. Now let me say this, because I know you get ready to put a style together for us. Because when the doors of the church are open, everybody, including myself, I was talking to someone yesterday. I said, you know what? I could kick myself. All of the events that I said no to, all the times I could have got on a plane and was like, oh, I don't know about this plane. I'm like, oh, I should have went on every vacation. I should have. So and you help us put together a quick travel style. So when we do get ready to get back on these planes, trains, automobiles,
Sure.
that we're looking good when it's time to travel.
Sure. So I'm gonna bring my mannequin in a little bit. I'm gonna stand up a little bit and just bring my mannequin in just so you can see a little bit. So this is a style that trends, but it never really goes out of style. Your kimonos or your dusters. And this is a duster. Well, this is more a kimono that I made, right? So it has all the color in it. And I just paired it with a white tank, right?
Okay.
So I just paired it with a white tank, but this look can transcend into other styles. On the bottom, I would put some jeans if I'm traveling and some flats. Over this pandemic, I was never really like a sneaker girl.
Okay.
I've become a sneakerhead. My 13-year-old, she'll be 13 in 2 weeks. She had me buying sneakers, and I can't imagine life without them now, right? So your jeans and your flats, or if you don't wear pants, your skirt, but a nice denim skirt or nice denim jeans or slacks or even tights, because this hangs long.
Okay.
This hangs long. So you're covered if that's an issue. But we can swap this tank top out, and we can put a blouse under it, maybe a colored blouse. It could be a pink. It can be red. It can be black. You can put on all black, but you need a kimono or a duster. I think those are good things to have, because you just kind of throw them on and layer. This is a tank top, but you can put on a shorter sleeve shirt where you can take the duster off if you need to. If you get a little hot, like I've been getting, if you get a little hot, you can do that. But yeah, this is definitely good for travel.
I love it. So you see this, ladies, all you have to do is not hard. We don't have to look rough coming off the plane. We don't have to.
No.
We can still not have too much, to take off for the search and all of that. A really nice sheer duster. And I love a duster too, because it cover up, if I want to cover up a little bit, I can hide a little bit in it.
And when the weather changes, your duster can be sleeveless, where it's like a long vest, if you will. If anyone doesn't know what a duster is simply a long garment, almost like a dress that has a split opening in the front. So it's like an open dress, and it just affords various, looks for you if that's what you're going for, but definitely something to just throw on and skip on out the door.
Thank you so much. So we got to get our travel stuff together, because we coming out of this thing.
We are coming out of this thing. We definitely are.
Yes, indeed. But I can't complain. I mean, God has been awesome. I've had some tough hits during this pandemic, but I've also had some very high highs. Yes. And so as long as we're making the time count during this time, so that when it's time to go back out, we can not only look good, but we can know that we accomplished some things, even if it's sometimes just making it through that day, but we came out different than before we went in. So, and we can, be good not only on the outside, but in the inside. As men and women, we have this time to do some work on ourselves, think about some things different, change our mindset, so the outside can match the inside. So anyway,
absolutely. And Jamila, can I say one other thing that I don't know if we may get to this or not, but I'm also really big on, aside from my fabric, I'm big on color and meanings of color, right? A lot of people, I don't know if they know, but colors have meaning. And so sometimes I go through bouts where I'm on a specific color for a while, and I don't know why the color comes to me, but after I look up again, refamiliarize myself with what that color means, I'm like, oh, okay. And so add some color. I implore you, Google, or if you reach out to me, I'll send you the color chart I have, but it just has all colors have a different meaning. When you look at someone in royal blue or purple, you think royalty, right? When you see black, you think authority. When you see red, you think love, but you feel warmth. When you see yellow, you feel energetic and cheerful. It's hard to not wear certain colors and not be, all colors, and be affected by it. We look outside and we see gray. We see, it's storming. Everybody's kind of like gloomy. Right. So find out those colors and find out what they mean and invite them into your life. Add them. It'll make a
Well,
difference.
definitely send that chart out to us. I'll be sure that the ladies get it
Okay.
in the group. And any of the men that want it, just reach out to me. I'll make sure you get it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you can definitely send that over to me. I'll be sure to put it in the group
Okay.
so that they will know. And then they can even, and I have done that before. If I was feeling a certain type of way, like, I said, let me throw on something bright.
Right.
Kind of
Because it
help
lifts you.
change. Exactly. So you're definitely 1,000% on point. Colors matter. So I definitely want to make sure everybody who wants to learn the meanings of colors gets that document.
Okay.
Or I'll make sure you get it over to me and I'll get it over to them.
I sure will.
Now, how can someone define their personal style? If you really feel like, I dress, but I really don't have a style. I just basically buy what's in the store, how they put it together. How can someone begin to define their own personal style?
I think first is so I think it's twofold, right? If you feel like you're a person who is just like, I don't really care, I buy whatever in the store, it could be that you just haven't tapped into what sparked you, right?
Right.
So sometimes in that regard, you do need someone who can assist you, who can do it, either they do it professionally or either it was a God-given talent and they're able to do both, you know.
Right.
I can say I think I can say I've been blessed with that gift. You know, it's not anything. My professional background is dentistry, so it's not anything that I've gone to school for. But I can pretty much look at someone and say, I think you look nice in this color, especially if it's somebody who say I don't wear colors. I don't wear colors, and I'm like, no, you got to try it. And then when they try it, it's just like, oh, but then they start to like it because they found something that they liked. And it connected, right? So it connected really what was on inside of them, but something was suppressing it. So I think that's one fold. The other way, I think that it's just trial and error, just taking what you have and working it to see what works for you.
Gotcha.
And then working it. But if you're looking for it, it's usually already in you. You just have to fine tune it.
Right. Or in a minute, we can talk to people like you. If you just feel like, you just feel like I just can't pull this thing together, or I just want a new look. Like I just want to feel different. I want a new look and I want a new perspective. We can call you or
Absolutely.
book you. Don't call her because she busy. But you can book her. So we're getting ready to wrap this thing up. We have a little bit more time.
Okay.
Left. I'm usually on here for about an hour. If you all have any questions, please. I've been looking through here, looking through the comments. I'm not able to comment, but I can see your comments. So I've been looking through. If there are any questions that you all have that you want to ask her now, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how long she's gonna be available. So if you have any questions, ask her now, and I'll be sure to keep watching the comments to see your questions to make sure they get answered. So let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. So far as different size women, is there a certain rule for smaller women, taller women, plus size women? Is there certain things that one body type should or should not do versus another?
So I tend to be more of the radical, right? I don't necessarily believe that there's certain body types that wear certain things. I think that the fit is what matters, right?
Okay.
If you have the right fit, you can wear pretty much what you want as long as it fits good. And I'm not talking about squeezing the life out of you, but I'm just talking about has a nice foot if it lays on your body well, you know. And I think that that's one of the rules, or that particular rule is a rule that has a lot of people hung up, you know, that causes them to be insecure about themselves, that causes them to have low self-esteem, because society has so much to say about what you should and shouldn't do. And when you find what works for you, you work that. And so I never like to really answer that question. It's
All
just a
right, because
matter
Dana
of,
said help the curvy women, so we know that fit matters.
right, to help the curvy women, right? So you have to find, and this is why, but this is what I will say for my curvy women. This is why custom clothing is so important, right? Because custom clothing is curated to fit your body. When you go into the stores and you go and you order offline, whatever whatever you choose to do, those ready to wear garments are constructed one particular way, just in various sizes. So if you're a female or male who has a super small waist and then wide hips, or your torso is long, it's not going to meet all of those variables.
Right.
So my advice will always be to sew into yourself, right? Take the time, find you someone who can custom make your garments if that is a potential issue, and you'll get the best fit ever. You'll get the best fit of your life because you're not in the store trying to pull this up, trying to pull that down. I'm too tall. The sleeves are hanging down here, or my sleeves up here because I'm so tall. I have long arms.
Right.
All of those variables will stress you out.
Yes, because if nothing else, at least get the basics. Your black dress, your
Yes. You
tux,
need your black dress. Everybody
yes.
needs a little, they call it the little black dress. Everybody needs a black dress. I have a black dress and I can't stand, I literally can't stand cut black, but I have it in case I need it. That's something that you always need. For accessories, every woman should have a string of pearls. Thank you, Kamala, right? Everybody had on their pearls and their Converse.
If a woman does not have pearls at this point, we're gonna jack you up.
We're gonna jack you up.
That's right. You're gonna get jacked up in the queen because somebody didn't tell you. Look, what they say, sis. Somebody didn't tell you.
Sis, somebody didn't tell you.
Yeah, so that is true. So I think it's just Gisette. I hope I'm not butchering it.
That's my auntie.
Oh, hey, auntie. She said, is that particular duster on sale? She's ready to get that now out of your way.
No. It would be my aunt, right? I've actually worn this.
That thing off your hands, whether it's her or somebody else.
I mean, I'd have to say that I do sometimes consign my items because I'm making things for myself so often. Unless it's just something that I can't part with, I will consign it. So, Auntie, we can talk about that later.
All righty now. Because I think if Auntie don't want it, I think it's some other women on here that may want it.
It's the colors. It's the colors. They love the colors.
It's beautiful. Renee said, will you have your own brand of clothing?
So I'm considering it. I'm enjoying the custom and the fabric house right now. Maybe that is a long-term goal, is to have my brand of clothing, but we'll see. It's an option. It's definitely an option.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're working with Tanya Williamson, go on and start researching your clothing line because you're gonna
you already know. You already know. I've been and I have to say, Tanya and I were college roommates.
What?
Yes, at Delaware State University. And we've known each other probably since we were young girls. Our churches used to affiliate, and that's how we built our relationship. And then when we both graduated high school, we found out we were going to the same college, and we decided to become roommates. Right. Wow. And so I've been doing this hour power, these business meetings with Tanya. And so I know what you mean about go ahead and research the information now. Yeah,
you might as well. Look, and somebody asked too. Go ahead.
Yes.
And Tanya, if anybody does not know who we're talking about, she was actually on Conversations with Graciously Me. So hit YouTube or hit the Facebook page, go back, search her name. That was an awesome show about relationships and love relationships. We answer questions, all of that. That was awesome. She's also an awesome coach. And so
Yes.
she works with singles, she works with married couples. Awesome, awesome. Married to the ring. So I don't think LaTisha minds me us getting
No,
stand up
not at all.
but yeah, she's awesome. So go back and look at that episode as well. Let me check through if for any more questions. Tracy said, LaTisha Porter has made my garments and they are my favorite fit and comfort. I know that's right. I can't wait.
Oh, Tracy.
I cannot absolutely wait to get mine.
Guys.
Let's see. Oh, Tanya, that's what we're talking about. What I tell you,
What she said?
Her own distributor, yes. Because Jamila Scott, you are going to, now why you have to bring me into it? You're going to do my makeup and LaTisha going to do my clothes. And Jamila's going to be my coach. And well, hey, I'm tired of running away from everything. I'm just going to say, okay, all right.
Yep, that's it, Jamila. If I'm going, you going, period.
We all going.
We all going.
Science says, love it. Yes. I can't wait to see what God is going to do in our lives. I just sit back and I just been watching different people like you, LaTisha, and I'm like, God, you really know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just seemed like this time is so, I don't even know the word for it, but he's just pulling people out of the backgrounds. He's bringing them up to the forefronts. It's sad though that we're losing some of our legends, but somebody got to step up. You know what I mean? There's somebody that has to take their place. There's somebody that has to fill in the gap. It has to be new leaders, new people, that I have to say, now is your time. And so just to see everybody begin to flourish and be seen and all the work that's put into it, behind the scenes that nobody even knows about, and people feel like, oh, that seemed to happen so fast. No, it didn't, boo. We've been doing this a long time.
So true.
We had to deal with a lot of clients. We had to deal with a lot of issues, a lot of personalities. We had to learn how to deal with different people. We had to learn how to fix ourselves. We had to
absolutely.
It's just that now, because of the work, he's bringing everybody out, and I just love the way he's orchestrated. There is David said there's a shift. There is definitely a shift.
There's definitely a shift.
And I love it. Now she says, Dana Art says, are you going to be making bathing suits?
Am I going to be making? So listen, I have it on my to-do list. I made a few last year for myself, but they were not like your traditional bathing suits. They were more like a swimsuit. I'm talking about like long tights and the strapless top, but really, really stylish, right? So I'm going to be getting into it, but I don't know how far I'm getting into it.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you, Tracy. She said, this is a beautiful platform, highlighting how Father moves and works in the lives of his daughters is amazing. It is.
It is.
When I tell you, Conversations with Graciously Me was not on my vision board.
Wow.
I just wanted to start the group back that I did. I had it wasn't even a conference. It was a day of women getting together and women empowerment. Go to the YouTube page. It's on there, the highlights, but it was like 5 years ago. So when the pandemic hit, I had really dropped it because I said, I'm pouring out. It seems like I'm really not reaching anybody. So after about 2 years or so, maybe 2.5 years, I said, maybe I should step back. Maybe it's not the time to really keep this thing going, but I never closed it out. And I'm talking about the empowerment group right now. And so when the pandemic hit, it was like God said, you got to go back to the ladies because there's so much going on. Mm-hmm. And, you got to get back to them. And I was thinking, heck, I was really excited about my event planning business and not really doing much makeup anymore. I have a book that's out and you can get it at Amazon or my page. That's basically a mentor in a book for makeup artists who want to get started on the business side. I was like dropping all of that. So when he said, go back and pick it up, I was like, really? So then in the group, I said, well, let's do some lives. Let's bring some people in, to help all of us out. And so then Conversations with Graciously Me. So last year, everybody was saying, I mean, it was a credit show that we did that really launched it out into the public.
Nice.
And they're like, we need to hear this. I have a partner, his name is Raymond. He was like, look, you got to get this out. It's men need this information. You got to get this out of the group. So thank you, Tracy. That's a little bit of background about Conversations with Graciously Me. It's all God made. And I'm just here doing, and it's funny because I always wanted to do journalism. And right. But look, I'm gonna tell, because like transparency, Larry Reed, y'all, I love Larry Reed. He said transparency is the new ministry. Don't nobody want to hear you, millennials, nobody want to hear nothing you got to say. I ain't saying tell all your business, but you got to be real because they can see through that, right?
Authenticity. Authenticity. Absolutely.
So I was going to go to college for journalism. I was dating my high school sweetheart. He was like, don't leave, don't leave. I was living in Delaware at the time. And I didn't go, but look at God. He still brought me right on back. It was a lot of years later. But God brought me right on back. So Tamara said, I'm glad you kept going. Me too. Thanks to LaTisha for telling me about your platform. Keep going. Love your spirit. Thank you so much. Aww. All right. It's almost time to wrap this thing up. And I want the people to know how to contact you. So let's see. Okay, did you know Auntie was getting ready to have a t-shirt line?
No, what?
I'm really loving this. You all are amazing. My t-shirt line is in the making. So this is encouraging.
Absolutely. If we can tell anyone, and I think you touched on it a little bit, Jamila, when you were just talking, you know, people look at us or look at whoever you look at and you think that it just happens overnight. It doesn't. It's blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Yes.
And you learn a lot, not about just working with people, but you learn a lot about yourself.
Yes.
Right. And it's times when you want to throw your hands up and throw in the towel. And God is like, no, you wrote the vision, made it plain. Now you have to continue to run with it. And so just be encouraged. If it's something you want to do, now is the time. I believe that this is the time for many of us to evolve. There's an evolution that's taking place. Yes. And there's a transfer of wealth that's happening from others' hands to our hands. You know, we're being thrust to the forefront and we just have to stay ready.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely. Miss Mary says, let me show you here. Nope, that's not the one I want. The energy on here is amazing. Well, thank God. Praise the Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes. At first I wasn't, when I first started, I said, I want this, and this platform is for anybody. You believe in God, don't believe in God, whatever. I want you here because I love everybody.
Absolutely.
But at first I was saying, I don't know if I want to say God. I don't know if I want to say, should I talk about it? And God really had to yoke me up and like, chick, you wouldn't be doing none of this stuff if it wasn't for me. So what you really scared to say, and for fear of running people off or, things. But I said, well, the other people that believe what they believe, they don't care. They'll tell you in a minute, And so then when I heard Tabitha Brown, vegan, if you all don't know her.
Yes.
She was, and I was like, whoa, that's confirmation right there. Cause she was saying the same thing, nobody's going to stop me from saying how I got here and being thankful and all of that. So I'm like, look, if I can respect what you believe, you can respect what I believe. We can just keep on going. We can go get somewhere together. You know what I mean? And so it's so true that you have to keep going. And a lot of that is your spiritual relationship to keep you going.
Absolutely.
So look, how do we get in contact with you? We're going to wrap this thing on.
Okay. I know, because we're going to keep going.
I know. How can we book a fitting, purchase some styles?
So you can do several things. My website is www.NicoleElise.shop, where you can subscribe and become a member, join the mailing list. I receive messages through there all the time. My page, I'm on Instagram at NicoleElise Design or NicoleElise Textiles. On Facebook, I'm LaTisha Porter. I have to confess, NicoleElise does have a page on Facebook. It's so many outlets. I don't really dedicate what I should dedicate to that one. But if a message is sent there, I'll get it. So I'm on all of those platforms. And then on my website, there's a telephone number and an email address as well.
All right. And I will be sure after every show, I go back and I put all the information in, how our guests can be followed, where you can buy their products, where you can book with them. I will have that updated on the description, but I did want to get it's NicoleElise.shop. So Daryl and all the other guests that's listening tonight, that's where you can find her. That's where you can book her. And so, but mine's already in, just know that.
Yes, it is. I'm yoked up.
Exactly. Tamara said, LaTisha, listen, don't forget about me when you start to design for Michelle Obama and Oprah and others. Tamara, I know you didn't just say Oprah. I said Oprah earlier. I'm like, Oprah? Where
Thank
Oprah
you,
come
Lord.
from?
I will not. I will not forget my people.
And look, I said Oprah just is good. It just came right on out.
You did say it earlier. I would love to.
All right. So Dale Green says, thank you, Tracy. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, thank you. We have another quick question before we get out of here. Will you be doing a sewing workshop?
So a sewing workshop, probably in the future. If I can just be really honest, right? I am not professionally trained. Right. I'm self-taught, which means I'm learning like in reverse, or, I go to YouTube.
Sometimes the best teaching.
Right. I go to YouTube University, but I feel like I'm the type of person, if I'm passing you knowledge, I want to give you what's correct. I don't want to take this and that. I want to give you terminology as I would, because by trade or by profession, I'm an instructor and dental expanded functions dental assistant. So I give my students terminology. So I want you to, I want to know what I'm speaking about, and I want you to get that information from me. So that is something that we'll be talking about in, a little further down the line.
All right. So go to the website, follow her on all her platforms, because I'm sure she will be posting when it's time. So NicoleElise.shop, make sure you go there. Get on the mailing list, the email list, the text message list, whatever list you got to get on. Get on all the list. You don't miss out on anything. That's a class I would love to be in. I can sew straight lines, like I can sew pillows, curtains, all of that. But I would love to be able to just sew something when I just feel like I want something different.
Yeah.
Just go in. So I'll be watching out for those classes as well. Tracy says she has a space when you're ready. So when you're ready,
okay, Tracy.
All right, don't go anywhere. LaTisha, thank you. Look, cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. From one powerhouse to another.
Yes, I receive it and send it back. Yes,
thank
Lord.
you so much. I see you, sister. I see you.
I see you too. Oh my gosh.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh,
thank you for coming in the conversation room tonight. It has been awesome. And I can't wait to get in there and I'm getting this body together.
I know it's right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm beyond honored. I was beyond excited. And it was just a good vibe. Thank you for your kind, sweet spirit. That means a lot.
Girl.
Very extremely welcoming. So I appreciate that.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
You're welcome. Gwen says, thank you for the invite. Every Friday, 7 p.m., Miss Gwen right here. She said she greatly enjoyed us both. So
awesome.
Every Friday at 7 p.m., we're talking about a subject that matters to us. So make sure if you can tune in. If not, go back and watch the replay. Renee says, thank you. She really enjoyed it. Yes, everybody, this is where we are in the conversation room on Friday nights. It's about an hour. LaTisha, don't go anywhere. I'm going to you in the green room.
Okay.
I will be talking to you, so don't move. Bye. I just want to talk to our viewers for a moment. Y'all, wasn't that awesome? Like, ooh, you got to know who you got in the room before everybody else knows. Let's stop celebrating people once everybody else know them. You know what I mean? Let's start appreciating what we have when we have it right now. Don't wait for somebody else to appreciate them. Don't wait for somebody else to esteem them. Don't wait for somebody else to honor them. You have them right here. Honor them now. And not just her, anybody that's in your life that's hanging in there with you, that's pushing you into greatness, that's there when we're crying and upset and can't talk to nobody else, but you haven't heard your secret come out to nobody else. Those are some good people. You need to honor them. Give them their roses now and have a vision for people. Speak life into other people. As you do that, life comes right back to you. So I just want to thank you guys for being here on tonight. Please make sure that you follow LaTisha. Go to the website, NicoleElise.shop. Make sure that you join all the ways to keep up with what she has going on. Go back, go on YouTube, go on the Conversations with Graciously Me page. Look at some of the previous shows. We've had some awesome people on, amazing information. Also, next week, I want to let you know who's going to be on next week. We are going to have Corbin, motivational speaker. This man have so many titles. He knows about finances. He knows, about helping, has a huge heart. We're going to have a man on next week, y'all. So you got to be ready. We're talking about don't burn the bridge to your future. So as we close up on Relationship Month, next Friday, we're not going to just talk about relationships in a romance way. We're going to talk about those relationships that you cutting off too soon. And now you see later on that you need that relationship, but you already burned that bridge. Stop doing that. Yes, some of them do need to be cut off. Don't get me wrong, they do. But some of them need to continue on. And we want to talk about not burning that bridge to your future with Corbin. I can't wait to get him in the conversation room. You all know you can send questions, everything to me, inbox me, send me a question through Conversations with Graciously Me page if you already have one. But I'm so excited to have him on next week. So be sure to tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're only here for about an hour, so don't miss out on it. Look, enjoy your weekend. Get your own glass. Put whatever you want in it. Enjoy your weekend. And what do I always say? You all should know it by now. In a world where you can be anything, always choose to be yourself, because no one can beat you at being you. So until next Friday, have a great weekend.